So I watched a lot of the movies she would watch. So like 9 to 5, Steel Magnolias, Mannequin, Police Academy, and The Legend of Billie Jean. Like when I see those things, it's the happy chemicals. I relate to a happier time where I was, with my mother.
Roll me, Mac.
How do you manage the emotions of feeling unworthy? Well, first off, I do my best to acknowledge that the ego is present. The wounded inner child is driving, little Rome is up in the front seat, and I allow myself to feel it. Nowadays, back in the days, I used to wallow. I used to beat myself up. I used to be downright negative and I would say all the things that I wouldn't say to anybody else, But I would say now I just allow myself to feel those things, remember to observe but not absorb, and try to figure out the origin of where did I get the voice that's telling me that I'm not worthy of something, that I'm not good enough, that I'm not in a position to receive said blessing or whatever is going on in the life. Dare I say, not feeling deserving. If I ever did believe that term, for the sake of saying deserve. But as you guys all know, and those who know me personally, I do not use that term deserve because I don't believe in deserve. I equate that to entitlement. But as far as being able to feel worthy, I've learned to accept. I've really just learned to accept, and the feelings. So how do I manage the emotions of feeling unworthy? I just remember that I'm human, and I'm not going to always feel on top of the world. I'm not going to feel like everything is hunky-dory, positive, whatever. I mean, you can aim to be positive. Of course, you got two choices to look at life. You can look at life from a negative standpoint, or you can look at it from a positive standpoint. What good does looking at life from a negative standpoint do for me? You know what I mean? It's like what I look for is opportunities, not problems. You know what I'm saying? Like try to navigate my way through it. But those feelings of feeling unworthy, they come from, I manage those to the best of my ability, and I know that they come from trauma, PTSD, past incidents where you were found to be human, where you've made mistakes, you were ridiculed, you were picked on, bullied, laughed at, whatever you want to call it. So now that perfectionism is kind of kicking in and you want to try to be the best person you can be So you do everything you can to be perfect. And one of the ways of getting out of feeling unworthy is recognizing that none of us are perfect. And perfect is an illusion. And I sometimes can forget that, and I can go back into a programmed, mastered mindset that I've had for some time. And remember, and that's why it's important to be able to observe the fact that it is something that was programmed, something that I mastered, but not something that doesn't necessarily serve me anymore. So looking at it from an observe but don't absorb type way, I find the way to manage my emotions of feeling unworthy, and one would dare say imposter syndrome at times, where you just feel like, what have I done? What have I really done to earn this blessing, this opportunity, this, you know what I'm saying? Like these gifts that come from God and his universe. You know what I mean? When it comes upon me, sometimes you can be overwhelmed. And when you feel overwhelmed and you're getting blessings, you definitely can suffer from feeling like, you know, you're unworthy of something. And it's, you know, it's all an illusion. You know, it's just really, we become what we think about. And whatever you focus on, you're going to feel. So if I focus on the fact that I don't deserve this, that I'm not worthy of this, I'm going to feel that way. But if I focus on the things I have to be grateful for, and recognizing the effort and work that has been put in to life, let alone a business endeavor at work, but life itself, the efforts that have been placed in there, you know, you get back out of life what you put in. So those feelings of unworthy, when those emotions kind of creep in, I just do my damnness to be like, you know what? Nah, I'm here. I'm here, man. I'm not perfect. Made a lot of mistakes. Therefore, I'm wise. Because I've made mistakes. I allowed myself to make mistakes. I punished myself a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But I've learned to not punish myself, but so much so that I can learn the lesson from the situation and move forward in hopes that somebody else can avoid the fork in the road when it's their turn of being, you know, involved in a similar path that, you know what I'm saying, I believe that I was on. I am doing everything I can to, you know, just be present and be the best version that I can of myself. Try to not analyze too much, because that'll leak, you know, it's a fine line between, you know, analyzing and trying to be perfect. So what I want to do is just continue to work at myself and different facets of my life, and try to be better than I was the day before. And remembering that my competition is only me yesterday, not anybody else. And remembering that I am worthy, very worthy of the things that I have. I wouldn't have it if I wasn't able to deal with it. That's just how it's designed, you know? So moving forward, I just want to take the challenges that come, right? The opportunities that bestowed upon my life, and be able to just handle it. Really just handle it, and able to say that I gave it my best, regardless of how the outcome, and live in the live in the phrase of Amor Fati, you know, accepting life as it is and not what I want it to be. But with those emotions of feeling unworthy, I observe and not absorb like I said, to the best of my ability. Yeah, I'm very much human as to where sometimes I'll take things personal. I will get down on myself. I will feel like I made a mistake, so no, I'm not worthy of anything. But it doesn't last as long. Thanks to mental health, thanks to, you know, spirituality, thanks to lessons, things that you've gone through, and ways to overcome that, and realizing that I'm just not that important. You know, I'm not that important to where I gotta make everything about me, and recognizing how strong the ego is, where it'll make you feel like the world just revolves around you and you're not that fucking important. And that's not to be taken in a negative sense. That's like, take the pressure off of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about you. Not everything that happens is about you. And I believe a lot of us can get caught up in that trap of believing that everything's about you. The reason why people are acting that way is because of you, or the reason why they made that attack is because of you. It's nothing to do with you, it's pretty much an inside game. But feeling unworthy, I've had my fair share of feeling unworthy, even recently, you know what I'm saying? But that shit don't last as long. It just goes to show how human I can be, how human you can be, and how we can move forward in trying to, just not take things personal, not take ourselves so seriously, and just live, man. Be able to live in the present moment. So how do I manage the emotions of feeling unworthy? Observe, but not absorb. What generates the happy chemicals inside you? Well, the happy chemicals inside me are dopamine. The short version is dopamine. But what type of dopamine? The happy chemicals, I would say a hug from somebody that you value, or somebody you love, definitely generates happy chemicals. Being able to hear a dope ass song on the radio, hearing a gang of them, sometimes, like going through a playlist or something and hearing songs you hadn't heard in 20 years to take you back to high school, middle school, elementary, a song that your parents might have played, a song that, you heard only one time with your grandparents, a song that you heard like with your friends or what have you, seeing a movie clip of a movie that you forgot was even out before. Like seeing a scene from, like for me, seeing a scene from like Mannequin. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom used to watch that. So, when I was a little kid, I was with, like I'd be around my mom a lot. So I watched a lot of the movies she would watch. So like 9 to 5, Steel Magnolias, Mannequin, Police Academy, and The Legend of Billie Jean. Like when I see those things, it's the happy chemicals. I relate to a happier time where I was, with my mother, or hearing like a certain funk song that reminds me of my father, or seeing a scene from the Jungle Book that me and my brother kind of, used to watch a lot. Just those different things. And the happy chemicals, it has come, like I said, at random moments. Definitely inside the gym when, it's tough. The hardest part of going to the gym, I find, is really just getting there. Because once you're there, the dopamine that kicks when you start to work out, tremendous amount of happy chemicals. Like the way that I feel when I'm done after an hour into the workout, I feel light. I feel very light on my, my feet. I don't feel as clouded in the mind. I feel a little bit more clearer. I'm not as focused on my, my shortcomings, my mistakes. I feel like I can conquer the world. These happy chemicals that come about inside the gym, I find to be very beneficial for me and like my mindset when I go out, back into the world and have to perform. And whether, when by perform, I mean stepping up and doing what has to be done in my day-to-day life to ensure that I'm being the most effective version of myself that I can be. And happy chemicals. Another way of getting happy chemicals is I'll say like a really sweet soda, a sweet like a sugar cookie, definitely white macadamia cookies from Subway. Definitely give me happy chemicals like a motherfucker. Like an extreme high on like dopamine, but like definitely I would say definitely a drink, like an alcoholic drink. And it's got like, let's say something like so it's like a girl drink, but amaretto sour, or the likes of what I like sometimes is like Fireball and Dr. Pepper, cream soda, or like Crown and Coke, and mix a little lime in it. It like there's the happy chemicals. There's definitely happy chemicals going on with that. But really, like I said, music, movies, being around people you love, that's what really generates those happy chemicals for me. And being able to create. So like when I used to make music, and sometimes, and those of us that kind of produce music, you can get in a rhythm and you just chart them out. Like sometimes I would sit 30 minutes and I couldn't come up with anything. And then something would spark and I would make literally 3 or 4 sequences, which is like an 8-bar, you know what I'm saying? Just a melody. A melody would come in my head, and then and then another piece comes, and another piece comes, and another piece comes, and the more that it connects, the more you feel into it. Like, yo, I made this, I created this thing, and same for doing the show. Like those happy chemicals that come, because there's some times where I find it difficult to know what I'm going to talk about, what I'm going to say, and then something will click. And then one after another comes in, and then it's like, okay, now we got something here. And I really do. Like I said, I get a rush out of that shit. And then like I said, those happy chemicals that come from making those songs, making the show, coming up with the show material, and just trying to continuously find new ways to heal within myself. Thus, whoever, can relate to what I'm speaking on, they're able to heal. That's another thing that's a happy chemical to me. Like when I hear someone kind of talk to me and say they can relate to something I said on the show, especially for people I don't know. It's not that I don't value the people that I actually do know saying it to me, but when I hear it from people that I don't even know, I'm like, well, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing it. It's because I want to show how human we all are, and that none of us are above the other. But we have an opportunity to kind of hold that accountability mirror, as David Goggins, is definitely known for saying, but holding that accountability mirror at us and being like, see, this is something you can work on. Now, this is not for you to beat yourself up about. This is for you to hold yourself accountable so that you can be better moving forward. And, everybody doesn't heal the same. Everybody doesn't heal as fast. It takes time when you've gone through some shit. Trauma affects us all differently, but trauma hits us. And it's all about how we deal with it. If you've never had anybody there to teach you how to manage your emotions, there's many ways that you can deal with this shit. But those happy chemicals just of being in the present moment, right? And just having a good time, like being at a family function, and there's like, line dancing or something going on, and you allow yourself to not be afraid to dance anymore, but you just dance regardless of whether you got rhythm or not. You know what I mean? I think those are some of the bravest people, the people that can't dance for shit, and they still get out there and just dance. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about, they don't care how they look. They just care about the feeling that goes into it. So I look at that as like a means of, generating happy chemicals, allowing yourself to be free, and it's much respected. It's funny sometimes depending on how that person is dancing, but it's well respected to go out there on that dance floor and give it all you got. So those happy chemicals generated with just being in the present moment, being able to reminisce on past moments that bring joy, where you felt close to a loved one, the songs that bring up the days of high school, the days of middle school, elementary school. Anytime I hear vintage Timberland and Leah, vintage Timberland and Missy in 702, like these remind me of my childhood upbringing and the influence that music had, how much music that we listened to in our grade, and just the hits that came out at the time. They were just a sign of the times for many things. Being a very big DMX fan, But even though I'm a very big DMX fan, I don't care to hear Rough Riders Anthem, if I'm being honest. So, it's a very unpopular, and very well could be a very unpopular take, but I do not give two shits about Rough Riders Anthem. Now, Rough Riders Anthem remix, Rough Riders Anthem remix on The Professional, which is an album by DJ Clue. And that one I like that one a lot. It's literally got the same tune. It's just the lyrics changed, and it just sounded a lot harder to me. But like when I hear that, Happy Chemicals, because I remember how big of a fan I was of DMX. Like, to me, he was larger than life. He was just larger than life. So hearing the first track of As Dark as Hell is Hot, X was that guy for me. Still is to this day. Like, As Dark as Hell is Hot is probably one of my favorite albums of all time. I can put it up there. As much as I listen to Human Nature by Michael Jackson, I can put that album up there as probably one of the most played albums. And I definitely get Happy Chemicals, because I remember being a kid in middle school, going into high school, being such a big DMX fan. Very far from street. Far from it. Far from street. But you couldn't tell me shit when DMX was on. I was from Yonkers with DMX, with Earl Simmons, walking with Boomer, his dog, like, I was a big fan. I was very much a big fan of DMX at that time, and I'll say even now. But, it's different when, you're a little man and you're looking up at somebody that seems like so huge to you, stardom, just being older, whatever. But those happy chemicals of just listening to your favorite artists, watching your favorite clips, being around your favorite people, having your favorite drink, eating your favorite sweet, something high in dopamine, and it just generates those happy chemicals. But I would say definitely being in the gym, gives those happy chemicals too. But that to me generates happy chemicals. How old were you when you learned about the concept of Santa Claus? I was in the 4th grade. Yeah, I was about 4th grade, and I think somebody in class actually made sense and asked a question about Santa Claus, and then I was sitting there and realizing that you really just ruined the illusion. And but it was true. I mean, I couldn't deny it, what he said and what he asked. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can this person come down the chimney if we live in an apartment, or it's one of them shits? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can he get to this place all in one night, time zones? And I think you always got that one kid that wants to show how fucking smart they are. But the question he asked made sense. He shattered my illusion. Like when I found out that wrestling wasn't, real. I mean, the moves are real, the choreography is real, but like the concept, I hate you, you hate me type shit, they don't really hate each other. Some of them do backstage, but that's another story. But as far as the concept of Santa Claus, I was in the 4th grade, and from that point on, I tried to act like the cool kid, and let me tell you, that pissed off kid that had their childhood ruined, misery loves company. And then you become that kid that's too cool to do all the things that used to bring joy. And that's the one shit I hate about going into middle school and high school too. The things that used to really bring you joy, you stop doing them because you too cool for that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to look like a sucker, or whatever fucking term is, that fits your generation. But yeah, I was in the 4th grade when I realized the concept of Santa. yourself, how do you behave when you start to feel disrespected by a woman, or just in general? I get radio silent. Radio silent. I know I'm starting to lose things to even say to you, because I don't want to fake it. You know what I mean? I know that about myself. I can look back at past times where I was in this relationship, and yes, the woman was definitely operating her masculine, and I just stopped talking. And I don't mean stop talking like I'm afraid to say anything. I don't have anything else to give to you. And what I'm doing is a lot of thinking. I'm thinking how long I want to sit in this shit. But when it comes to being disrespected now, I find myself like I said back then, and that's like a little over 7 to 10 years ago. But like I'll say now, I'm not even going to let it get that far to where I'm going to let you in my space to where I no longer feel like speaking to me. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? So what I'll do, like younger me would say sarcastic shit, constantly say stuff to start an argument, and it doesn't do us any good. It doesn't do us any good. When I feel disrespected, I shut the fuck up. And it's best for the both of us if I just don't say anything. Because if I don't have anything to say that's nice, I'm not going to speak on it. Because whatever I put out into the universe is what I'm going to get back. So what I like to do is I shut the fuck up. And I just think. I talk myself. I had to talk to my wounded inner child initially and let him know not to take this personally. I got you. You're okay. I love you. You're enough. All the things that it takes to keep from going the fuck off, or allowing my emotions to get the best of me and not be punished by my anger. So what I'll do is, definitely fall back. Yeah, definitely fall back and fall back in a deliberate sense. Not so much like I'm so busy with whatever project I'm going on. I'm literally not going to deal with you. I am not going to allow you to drain me. I'm not going to bring you into my realm of peace. Like, I value my peace very much so on a day-to-day basis, because it's required for me to be the most effective form of myself. And when you have somebody who wants to project their insecurities onto you, whether knowingly or unknowingly, when they project their insecurities onto you, and then they decide that they're going to be disrespectful blatantly, and after, initially you catching on to stuff, you got to catch it early. You got to catch it as soon as you see it, for sure. But when you recognize that, oh, this person really does not care. They do not care how much they're disrespecting me. They do not care how they're talking to me. They do not care at all. You know what I'm saying? They just see me as expendable. So I have to value myself enough. As we talk about all the time on here. You gotta love yourself enough to walk away from the table and walk up. Don't go down. Make sure you walk up. Go up to the next level. And but when when I feel like a woman's being disrespectful to me, I first sit with myself and ask myself, am I taking this too seriously? Right? Am I taking this too serious? That's another reason why I'm being quiet. I'm analyzing the situation. I'm analyzing me. Am I taking this too seriously? Is she just fucking with me? Or is she just downright being blatantly disrespectful to me? And when I sit there enough and see that, okay, she really is, she's really being disrespectful. So, and you keep doing the same thing, especially if you apologize and then you do the same thing. To me, that's a manipulation. And I've been in that. I've seen that. I've done it, for that matter. But like, to have that situation where a person is just going to blatantly, be disrespectful in front of you. No explosions. Don't do anything. Don't try to be explosive. Just kind of sit with yourself and ask yourself, how much longer do you want to deal with this? They've already shown you who they are. Let a person do everything. You know, I live by that creed of letting a person do what they want to do, and then assess where I want that in my life. Because you want it to do it. And it's not something, I mean, you set healthy boundaries, don't get me wrong. At the same time, you want to see what a person does on their own, what they want to do. And then you can decide if that's what you want in your life, man. And sometimes it ain't always what you want to see. But respect yourself enough to let them be them, and then you move on with your, you got to walk away. Because it's going to chip away at you each time. So that disrespect that comes from said woman, I mean, common ways of disrespecting, what I equate to be disrespectful is when I've shown you that I'm able to lead, right? I'm able to make decisions. I'm able to guide. I'm able to move through life with you, you know, as this woman that I'm dealing with, and you still try to take over the reins and challenge me on said frame. Obviously, I don't think you're purposely doing it to be disrespectful. I truly believe that is more so just an ingrained thing from dealing with a certain life prior to dealing with me. You know, very well could be like it's something new. It's an adjustment period. But let it be known, if I've already mentioned it to you about I got this, and you still insist on, you know, stepping in, I'm gonna let you have it. Once I let you have it, I'm leaving. Slowly but surely, I'm making my exit, because I'm not gonna sit in that. I'm not gonna sit there. There's no, like I said, there's no fucking point for a woman to be with a man if she's going to guide the relationship. She's going to lead and not trust him to lead. It's really a pointless situation to me. So when I'm in said situation, I'm like, I don't want to be in this. It's not healthy. I can do this on my own. I don't need a mom. You know what I mean? I want a nurturing I love for a woman to be a nurturer, but I don't need a fucking mom. You know what I mean? I'm not attracted to my mom. So I don't imagine you being attracted to a son. We're building attraction here, okay? We're building attraction. Attraction leads and can lead to love. You know what I mean? So you want to keep building that fucking attraction. That is key. It's something to remember. You know what I'm saying? That's how you love somebody for so long and you feel like, you know, you fall like the fire dies out. Don't let the fucking fire die out then. Then focus on the attraction. You know what I mean? Allow me to work on my masculine, let you work on your femininity, let them opposites attract, and a fucking volcano forms. And let's blow this bitch up. That's what, you know, that's my mindset on it. You know what I mean? It works out for you, it works out for me. And you know, I want arousement. I know you want arousement. Let's be roused. But disrespect. Disrespect is not going to be tolerated by any means necessary. And you have to, you gotta be on it, man. You truly gotta be on it, and just about being respectful. Like if I'm not being disrespectful to you, I'm not talking to you a certain type of way. You know what I mean? Definitely don't allow that to be done. You know, we only dealing with ladies, man. We only dealing with ladies, and ladies with genuine burning desire. Anything else is uncivilized. You know what I'm saying? Anyone that treats you, a woman that treats you as an accessory, you know what I mean? Like a trophy husband, trophy boyfriend to show off to friends and shit like that, but she doesn't value you. Recognize it early. And then once you recognize it, you got decisions to make. You got to decide what you're going to do. But dealing with that behavior of disrespect, like I said, I tend to shut down. I'd rather not say anything than for me to explode. Because there's still some parts of me that need to be worked on, you know, as far as feeling seen, feeling heard. And I have to remind myself that. I know that's not that woman's responsibility, you know, dealing with my triggers and insecurities. That's on me. But I'm not going to tolerate. I am definitely a firm believer in not tolerating any disrespect. What we're going to do is be very, very respectful to one another. We're going to treat each other like we value each other. We're going to talk to each other like we love each other. I'm not saying that you're not gonna do something that might that might get on my damn nerves. But we still have a choice of how we're gonna talk to one another. I just rather not tear you down. We don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to. We can just, like, if it gets to the point where we're just tearing each other down most of the time we come around each other, it's not necessary. I can be, you can do that by yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you got more peace by yourself than with the person, then why are you with the person? That's simple math. You know what I'm saying? That's simple math, I would say. But anyway, my thoughts on being disrespected by a woman. I mean, like I said, when I feel disrespected, I definitely I get quiet. I get quiet. I get radio silent because I'm thinking, and I'm thinking how long I want to put up with this shit. More than likely, because I value myself. I value my peace. Let's say that. I value my peace. Who I am is irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Myself, the self is an illusion. I'm a firm believer in that. I try not to get caught up in the ego of who I believe I am. By the time I've discovered who I am, I've discovered another part of me. So, when it comes to female behavior that is disrespectful, we just remove ourselves. We don't make a scene. We just remove ourselves. You get radio silent. You assess the situation. You calm yourself down. You bring yourself back to reality. You center yourself, and then you have a decision to make. And it just depends on the situation and what that decision is. But another episode right before Christmas, and I've enjoyed it. It's been a great year. A lot of laughs, a lot of things that were overcame this year. Yeah. So I look forward to more in the coming year. But for now, I'm Romy Mac. This is Ask Rome. And I'm out. Good night, kids.